You're listening to Financial Advisor Marketing, the best show on the planet for financial advisors who want to get more clients without all the stress. You're about to get the real scoop on everything from lead generation to closing the deal. James is the founder of theadvisorcoach.com, where you can find an entire suite of products designed to help financial advisors grow their businesses more rapidly than ever before. Now, here is your host, James Pollard.
So one of the biggest gold mines for financial advisors, you take a little guess at what it is. I may have given it away in the last episode. Any guesses, Jonathan?
Yeah, it's cold calling.
Well, hey, it could be if you're really good at it, cold calling. Yeah, you remember the Walmart strategy where you ask everyone within 3 feet? That's the key. That is the key to success. So financial advisors, if you're listening to this right now, all you got to do to be successful is go to your local gas station. You know, here in Delaware, Pennsylvania, we got the Wawa. And you know what? They have Wawas in Florida, don't they?
They do.
They do. Oh my goodness. I was in Clearwater and I saw Wawa. I was like, what is that doing there? But anyway, yeah, that's the key to success, guys. Ask anyone within 3 feet of you, hey, do you want to talk about your money? How much are you worth? What are you making per year? And people will just open up to you.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you, they'll say, my bank balance is this. Immediately. It's amazing. No way. The gold mine is LinkedIn. And I'm going to start off with some statistics. Now, I don't know if people like the numbers. They don't like the statistics, then this is not the episode for them. But I'm going to give them the facts here. I try to stick to the facts. Just the facts, please. Now, according to LinkedIn itself, I had to get my little notes up here, so I make sure I get the statistics correct. 74% of people expect sales professionals to offer new or different solutions. And these are sales professionals, but the same advice carries over to financial advisors. I'm going to get 2 more stats here. Another statistic from LinkedIn is that 92% of buyers engage with those who are known as industry thought leaders, and that's extremely important. So I want you to remember that term, industry thought leaders. Then we have, according to FTI Consulting, this is a big one. So you paying attention, Jonathan?
Yes.
This is important. 70%, 70 percentage sign, of financial advisors are already using social media for marketing. But that's not the important part. The important part is that 1/3 of those advisors generated $1 million or more in assets under management through LinkedIn. That's an incredible statistic. Yeah, right. And at 1%, if you're charging 1% on your assets or any other things that you do, it translates to about $10,000 in income, or revenue, I should say, per year for that financial advisor. So an extra $10,000, that's not so bad, right? An extra 10 grand.
I'll take it.
And that's if you're average, by the way. So if you're just a straight up average financial advisor who's hopping on LinkedIn, hey, that's about what you're looking at. And that's not for me. This is not me talking here. That's FTI Consulting. And I pulled some statistics here because I know if I just start going off with this stuff and spouting off at the mouth, financial advisors wouldn't necessarily believe me. They'd be like, hey, you're just trying to sell me something. God forbid. Right. But the average financial advisor. So logic dictates that maybe, just maybe, if you get good at this stuff, you can make a little more. So if you aren't getting clients with LinkedIn, it's obvious that you're doing something wrong. And we're going to go through 3 big mistakes financial advisors make on LinkedIn. You ready?
Yes.
First mistake, and this is a big one, it's ignoring LinkedIn. And it really amazes me. There are some financial advisors who are out there that they don't use LinkedIn at all. It's nuts. And one day I sat down and I thought to myself, if I could create the perfect marketing strategy for financial advisors, what would it look like? And I figured a few things. I figured it would be cost effective, wouldn't be super expensive. Now, in marketing, the whole game is to spend $1 and make $2 back, but not super expensive to start up, meaning it doesn't take a lot of money. It would be accessible 24/7. It would give you important information about your prospects, your leads. It would let you reach 10,000 people just as easily as 100 people. That's the scale part of this equation. And it would let you build authority, credibility, and trust with your prospects. Now, LinkedIn has all those things, Jonathan.
No kidding.
all of those things, every single one. You don't even need the premium account. I know the premium account is like what, $100, $80. I personally don't even have it. So when people ask me, they say, hey, do I need this? It used to be called Sales Navigator. I don't even know if it's called Sales Navigator anymore. The LinkedIn Professional, I think it's called now. They say, do I need this? I'm like, well, look at my profile. Do I have it? Sure don't. Now it helps, having that premium access and who's viewed your profile and all that, all the bells and whistles, I should say. It sure helps. But it doesn't cost a lot of money right up front. Plus, it's accessible 24/7. Now, let's say that you send a direct mail campaign and you send it out and your name is Joe Advisor. And you send it out and people say, I don't really want to do this right now. I'm not going to call them right now because I check my mail at 10 o'clock at night. Some people do that and they're not going to call your office at 10 o'clock at night. But they say, you know what? Who is this Joe Advisor guy? So they hop on over to Google. And guess what pops up in your search results when you search for your name? Most of the time.
Your profile, huh?
Your LinkedIn profile. Exactly. So someone's going to be checking you out at 10, 11 o'clock at night. You want to make sure that you're on there. Because if you have your LinkedIn profile, you control it. And when you control your LinkedIn profile, you control the message that you're giving prospects. You control the impression that they get. And that's really important. You want to control this stuff.
That is interesting, man. I've been ignoring LinkedIn. I'm bad.
Well, don't feel too bad. You're in a group, a large group of people. So a lot of people ignore LinkedIn.
Come on, you could have said it. You're in a large group of dummies.
Large group of dummies, yeah. Well, and another thing is if you have a niche, and I keep going back to this niche market, target market thing, LinkedIn is just like rocket fuel if you have a niche because these people hang out there. And if you have an occupational group as your niche, it's unbelievable because people put their occupational group literally in their profile. They say, hey, world, I'm a dentist, I'm a doctor, I'm an executive. And they're right there. And these people, I didn't know if you know this, Jonathan, but the LinkedIn user, the average LinkedIn user tends to make a little bit more money than the average person. It's true.
That makes sense.
That's true. And financial advisors, more often than not, now I just figured this out about this morning, actually. I figured this out. Turns out financial advisors want people with money.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? And I put two and two in together and I said, wow, financial advisors are looking for people with money, and people with money hang out on LinkedIn. Maybe they could go over to LinkedIn.
Eureka.
Yes, eureka. That was my moment. I hopped out of the bathtub and ran through the streets. My eureka moment. So yeah, don't ignore LinkedIn. If you're a financial advisor and you can hear my voice right now and you don't have a LinkedIn profile, well, first of all, you're already way behind. There's a lot of financial advisors using it, making a bunch of money with it. But you too can join the ranks.
Hey, financial advisors. Are you ready to take your business to the next level and get more clients with less stress? I invite you to join the James Pollard Inner Circle, a paper and ink newsletter that gets delivered directly to your door every month. When you join now, you'll also get a 90-minute instant download called 5 Keys to Success for Financial Advisors, a $97 value for absolutely free. All you have to do is head over to theadvisorcoach.com/newsletter and join today.
Mistake number 2 I have here is treating your profile like a resume. And this is the tricky one because LinkedIn actually makes it seem like your profile should be a resume. There are a lot of job seekers on there, and there's a lot of peer pressure, I should say. If everyone else is making their profile like a resume, if financial advisors get the impression that maybe I should too. Have you ever experienced peer pressure?
No, never.
Not me. I just said no.
Just say no.
Just say no. And financial advisors, just say no to treating your profile like a resume because it should be tailored to get more clients. It should speak to your target market. You're not trying to get a job. And that's a pretty good litmus test there. So if you're a financial advisor, you want to ask yourself, am I trying to get a job? If the answer is no, then you should probably set everything up to try to get more clients. And the funny thing is, if you don't listen to what I'm saying here, you might have to look for a new job.
Come on. You will be looking for a new job very soon.
You will be. The side effects of not taking my advice include unemployment.
Ouch. Poverty. Famine.
If financial advisors want to make it work, they can make it work. They can figure it out. It's just that I have faith in these people. These are some of the smartest people in the world, and I mean that. These people are they're genuine. They really want to help people. They're intelligent. But it's just that if you listen to what I'm saying here, it's just that you get it done a lot faster and you become a lot more effective. That's all. And mistake number 3 with LinkedIn is sending the wrong message at the wrong time. And if you have a niche, it's pretty difficult to screw this up. I mean, it's pretty hard to send the wrong message at the wrong time, but sometimes financial advisors still do it. And perhaps the worst offender, like they got this person's picture in the post office. This person is the one who sends a long sales pitch right after connecting with you. Yes, I know. You can't do that. You can't just send this long message. And I was thinking when we were recording the podcast, I was like, maybe for the mistakes with LinkedIn episode, I should read off some of the worst messages I've ever received. And I decided against that because I didn't want people to fall asleep.
No kidding.
Some people driving, I'm not going to be responsible for making you fall asleep at the wheel, folks. I'm just not. Some of these messages are terrible. And I've tested LinkedIn messages, the connections requests. I've tested it again and again and again. And I'm telling you that initial message, after you've connected with someone, they've accepted you. They said, yes, I want you to be part of my network. About a week works best. And I will say that even though that's worked best and all the little tests that I've run, it doesn't mean much because your message is more important than any other tactic, tip, or strategy I can give you. The message is the most important thing because if your message is relevant to your niche, you can send it anytime you want and still get an appointment for the most part. If someone needs and wants something, if somebody wants to set an appointment with you and they see the value and it's a pain for them, it doesn't matter. You could send it right away if you really wanted to. If you're solving someone's problem and it's that specific, they're going to go out of the way to set an appointment with you.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you have to be looking at what the other person wants more than what you want, that appointment you want.
Yes. You have to be focused on their pain, their problem. If they're a dentist and they manage their own retirement and they're unsure and the market just went down 10% in a month or something, and you send a message. Now, the financial advisors, I want to be completely clear. You cannot necessarily solicit. You cannot really say you need to come into my office or can you do such and such. Always check with your compliance and always check with your company policy before you do anything that I say. I do this podcast for a large audience. A lot of different companies are listening to me. A lot of different financial advisors from all around the globe, actually. South Africa is different from Canada, different from Australia. So keep that in mind. Always check with your companies and your compliance first. But you want to make sure that your message is relevant. And if you send something like the 7 retirement mistakes dentists make, and you send that to dentists, it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes after you connect. It doesn't matter if it's 5 months after you connect. If they're interested in that, and that's a problem for them, they are going to respond.
Makes sense.
Now, I don't want to tell people my connection request, the exact one that I use, and I don't want to tell them my message because that's the good stuff. And I said in the last podcast episode that I'm not going to give the good stuff away for free. That's reserved solely for people who purchase How to Get Clients with LinkedIn. So if you go to theadvisorcoach.com, there's a products tab. And actually, there should be a little tab at the top that says Get Clients with LinkedIn or LinkedIn, something like that. You click on that. That's what you want to get. And giving that information away for free would be disrespectful to people who pay for that. And I'm not going to do it. So what I will do is recap this entire podcast. And I'll tell you that the mistakes you want to avoid on LinkedIn is sending the wrong message at the wrong time. Mistake is treating your profile like a resume. Definitely don't want to do that. And you don't want to ignore LinkedIn. So please heed my advice. And I joke around and all that, but seriously, on a serious note here, if you're not on LinkedIn, get on LinkedIn. I can't say it enough. And it's really important for you to find your prospects and your leads on LinkedIn. And it is a gold mine. If you're not on there, get on there.
Yeah. That speaks to, I think you said it in the last one, have multiple marketing strategies working for you, getting attention and bringing people in.
Yes, definitely. And add this to your toolbox. You wouldn't tell your clients to put all your eggs in one basket. you definitely don't want to do it with your marketing. So another position you can take, another purchase you can make or investment you can make is your time with LinkedIn. But that's pretty much all I have here for this podcast about LinkedIn and all its wonders.
Next time,
it's actually going to be another marketing strategy. So I'm glad you brought up the multiple marketing strategies thing. And it's just that I really mean this. You really have to have multiple marketing strategies. So I'm going to talk about the worst ways financial advisors ask for referrals. Does that sound like a good topic?
God, I hope you have some samples for us. I cannot wait. All right, so that is a wrap. We will be back in your earbuds next time. Thank you for tuning in.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.